I was 19 years old, sitting in the Virginia Theater in the orchestra, and was completely blown away by the event of Carrie. And, I didn't really become one of those fans of the show. I saw it, and I, kept the playbill and moved on. But it was around 20 years later that I started to think about Carrie and think about the kind of universal story that inevitably I think this piece at its core is all about.
Stafford has been absolutely amazing. Stafford and I first met during Ragtime because he was Frank Galati's associate, so I've known Stafford for a very long time. And I was so excited to now work with him as the director, and he's really responsible for bringing this back.
And we all love Maren and Maisie, but when you get to see her in this role, you feel like you're showing the audience someone that they've never seen before, even though, of course, everybody knows who she is.
Margaret is a religious fanatic, but she truly believes everything she does. Is that important to the centralness of the character?
Oh my God, yes. I mean, she truly is a believer. I mean, she is as solid as it gets. Her belief is immovable. I mean, and that's something that I admire about her. I mean, it is just, there's no question. There is no question in her mind. Of what she is raising her daughter the right way, and what she is doing is right for her daughter because she loves her daughter more than anything.
Carrie is a very human story and a very human character. I think everyone can relate to being an outsider at one point or another. And she finds her power in very thrilling, exciting ways.
I was excited to get the chance to take on this role of Tommy and Carrie because it was such an epic horror film from the 70s that was eventually made into a Broadway show in the 80s, and now we've had this chance to kind of recreate the show.
And the dark disappears. I'll be your mirror and you can be mine. Look to me and you'll see just how.
I asked the authors for a script. They gave me the kind of final version of 1988. I read it, and then inevitably for me, I just said, well, let's talk about what dramaturgically needs to work. Why is this song here? It might be a wonderful song. It might be the best song of the evening. But if the song isn't making sense for the story or for the narrative, then it doesn't need to be there.
A lot of things are changing, a lot of things are different, and it's going to be a completely different feel. I mean, this show I think is based more in realism, and you really can't compare it. It's going to be totally different.
They weren't interested in saying, here's Carrie, do it like it was back in 1988, redesign it, recast it, just do that version. No, they wanted to go back into the trenches, go back into the material, and work for the next really 3 years, 3.5 years on bringing Carrie back to life.